delighted to be joined here today by the Deputy Chief Constable of Police Scotland's Jane Connors at our conference on international volunteering in policing. So Jane, what do you hope to get out of attending the conference today?
We're really keen to make sure we include all of our specials and increase the offer and make sure that we bring people into the specials. From today, internationally, there is so much good practice, there's so much energy and enthusiasm. So from today, it's understanding what's being done in different places and how we can enhance that in Scotland and reach out internationally. So it's a really positive thing.
Excellent, thank you. I'm with Professor Matthew Callender from the Institute for Public Safety, Crime and Justice, University of Northampton, who is leading on our conference on volunteer policing. Matthew, what do you hope to get out of the conference?
Today is a really exciting conference in terms of bringing together experts from across a range of international contexts to share their experiences, share the challenges, but also the successes of their programs from places as far as Dubai, America, Malaysia. Incredibly exciting. And what I'm hoping to get out of today's conference is lots of vibrant conversations and ideas for how we can take volunteering and policing forwards and improve things across England, Wales and beyond.
And we have a lot of the academics in the room today as well.
Yeah, so leading academics from across the world as well. Many of the well-established published authors, leading experts who are here to share their research finding, share innovations that they've been exploring, and actually hoping to bring together a real network of expertise that will sustain itself beyond this conference, so that this conference acts as a catalyst to drive forwards positive change.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be joined by Ben Haiman from Washington DC at our international conference on volunteering and policing. So Ben, how have you found the conference so far?
The conference has been exceptional. Thank you so much for the invitation, and it's such a pleasure to be here with everyone. It's been remarkable to meet people from all around the world, all different agencies and experiences, to learn both the similarities and the differences from them. But I've already gotten a lot of key takeaways and things that I just didn't think about, but have been really useful to hear from others.
And tell us a little bit about the reserve model in Washington.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been a reservist for over a decade in Washington, D.C. We have a full-service reserve police department that serves as a part of the larger agency as a whole. The reserve program is just under 100 members. They're fully trained, identical kind of selection criteria, but they work in neighborhoods all across Washington, D.C. to serve the residents and make a difference in the community. They come from all walks of life and are really just passionate about what they do as volunteers.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be joined by two colleagues from Policing in France at the International Volunteering in Policing Conference. So colleagues, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Go ahead.
So I'm Lieutenant Colonel Mgeni. I'm actually posted in London, and I'm attending today with colleagues who came from Paris in order to compare our models of reserves to what we have in the UK in terms of participation of citizens to the action of police forces.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Mercado. I am 24 reserve member of the French Gendarmerie. I'm currently serve with the Republican Guard, and I am here to participate to the symposium because I participate to the management of the reserve at the Republican Guard, and I help also with the command of the reserves and youth, which is represented today by Major General Jesno. It's interesting to exchange about our different models and how we do things, because Gendarmerie basically is a law enforcement agency with a military status, so we're not exactly as the others here sometimes, but sometimes we're just the same. So it's interesting to see what's different and what's the same.
And how have you found the conference so far?
It's amazingly interesting to see how countries with basically comparable populations and manpowers do very differently perform, and I think our British colleagues tend to envy some aspects of our model, and the opposite is also the case, and I hope we can grow together and learn from each other.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rick Muir, Director of the Police Foundation. Delighted to be here in Edinburgh at Napier University. I've just been speaking at the International Symposium on volunteering in policing, talking about the importance of the role of the citizen in policing, going all the way back to Peel, but right up to the present day. And we've had a fantastic day today, hearing from a whole range of people from different countries talking about how volunteers can make a contribution in terms of reducing crime, being eyes and ears for the police and communities, the way in which the police can recruit specialists to do all sorts of different things in policing, cyber specialists and to fill vacancies and gaps which the police have, and it's been a really great bringing together of people from different countries to share best practice and evidence, so really pleased to be here.
Hi, I'm David Pedrick-Friend. I'm the Chair and Trustee of the Association of Special Constabulary Officers. I'm also a Chief Officer in the Special Constabulary in Gloucestershire. I also am the Founder and Director of the Global Foundation for Community Safety Volunteering. So we're sponsoring the event here in Edinburgh, where we're hoping to bring together, and we have brought together quite successfully, all of the international academics who have any research or have written a book, in fact, on volunteers in policing, whether that be warranted, non-warranted, uniformed or non-uniformed, which is a really exciting opportunity to share that data and evidence. So what we're trying to do is encourage policing to use data-driven decision-making by creating a global observatory of all of that information and evidence, and then sharing a product with our executive colleagues and others to understand what that means for them in their organisations.
I'm delighted to be joined by Dr. Martin Wright, who is leading the Virtual Volunteering Project. Would you like to explain, Martin, a little bit about the project?
Certainly. Good morning, Ian. So, Martin Wright, former police officer, now at the University of South Wales. Virtual volunteers arose during the COVID pandemic when we began to reimagine how students could work virtually for the police in terms of problem solving. This has been supported by the Chief Constable of Different Powers Police and also Tarrier and the Regional Organised Crime Unit for South Wales.
And how do you see this developing in the future?
Clearly lots of universities and police forces have long-standing and existing relationships, most notably around the policing degrees. And the idea is that students at universities from any discipline, whether it be engineering, health, mental health, social sciences, etc., can actually then start to tackle policing problems virtually and then feedback their suggested solutions to the police. In so doing, clearly what they're doing is they're both volunteering but also participating and engaging with the police, and hopefully through that engagement we start to address some of the issues regards to trust and confidence. So there's a whole range of issues there, but most notably, clearly as they do their research, as they reflect upon the work they're doing, it's a learning and educational tool as well.
And do you think this could develop internationally in the future? Certainly,
and there's lots of discussions ongoing with police forces all around the world, and clearly those relationships between universities and police forces exist elsewhere. I think as the future pans out in terms of virtual volunteers, we might see, for example, police and crime commissioners hosting virtual volunteer sites on their external websites, and or individual police forces doing the same. So rather than just being the cohort of students who would be able to volunteer virtually for the police, we could start to see the general public do the same as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
Yes. Hi, my name is Julianne Weber. I'm from Germany. I'm a public prosecutor in Germany, and I'm very happy to be here.
Hello, I'm Lena Book from Estonia. I'm a leading officer for the volunteer system, like a service owner in Estonia.
As far as I know, we don't have volunteers in policing in Germany, so I'm here to learn about volunteering, especially because I work as a public prosecutor in the cybercrime department. I do want to learn about cyber volunteers here.
We have approximately 1,200 volunteers in Estonia. They are auxiliary police. They don't have all the same powers as the police officers. And I'm here in Edinburgh to learn the experiences of other countries in volunteering at police.
Hi, Hi, I'm Andrew Wolf. I'm an Associate Professor of Criminology, Head of Social Sciences at Edinburgh Napier University. It's great to have the conference here. I've learned so much about volunteering in other contexts across the world. I think it's really valuable and important that practitioners and academics learn from colleagues doing things differently, doing things in other ways from around the world. So it's great to welcome so many people to our campus here at Edinburgh Napier, and it's lovely to meet so many colleagues from around the world.
I'm delighted to be joined at our conference by colleagues from the Netherlands. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Agata Brokolaki. I'm a policy advisor for the Netherlands and especially for police volunteers.
I'm Laura Martens. I am head of the police volunteers in one of our regional units in the Netherlands.
What have you taken from the conference so far? What have you learned from meeting with colleagues?
I found it really interesting to link up with other countries as well. It was my first time. And also the youth programs are really interesting. We don't have anything of that in the Netherlands. So yeah, we're really looking forward to hear more from that.
Thank you. And can you tell us a bit about these specialist volunteer roles in the Netherlands?
Yes, so we have a special group of police volunteers that are specialists. They come from a financial background, a background in cybercrime, and we use them for our investigations. And they just work on one of our teams with their special background, 1 day a week usually. Yes.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be joined by a colleague from the Republic of Ireland. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi Iain, I'm Orla Kelly. I am an assistant principal in Garda Síochána, so Garda staff essentially.
And how have you found the conference so far? What have you learned from colleagues?
I'm really grateful that we were invited here today. We've learned so much from the international perspective, and we can definitely bring home a lot in terms of where we can apply reserves on Garda Síochána as well, you know, particularly in terms of like the virtual volunteering, and then even just back to basics on the operational management within Garda Síochána and the priority of Garda reserves that needs to be given.
Thank you. And can you just tell us a little bit about the programme in the Garda for reserves?
Yeah, so we've had Garda reserves since 2006. I think there's approximately 1,800 have gone through the Garda College so far. We have about 300 active reserves at the moment as well. And the programme consists of a number of training sessions down in the Garda College, and then also on the job training as well. So there is I don't know what to say, but sorry. So the Garda Reserve are a support to full-time members. They are sworn members and they do hold the rank of Garda Reserve.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Police Sergeant Aaron Chadder. I work in the Coordination Unit of Police Scotland Youth Volunteers.
Hi, I'm Helen Nelonay. I'm a police inspector and my role is the National Safeguarding and Standards Manager for the Volunteer Police Cadets.
We're here in Edinburgh at the International Symposium on Volunteering in Policing, where we're learning about all different countries and how they interact with volunteers, how do they recruit volunteers, and how do they get volunteers more engaged in policing. And one of the things we've learned here at the symposium is there's a huge appetite in the public about the public wanting to be involved in policing, and how can they be part of that, and how can they be part of a volunteers cadre.
What I found really interesting is that no matter which country the presenters have come from, we've all got the same common interests, particularly when it comes to youth volunteers. We all want to really improve young people's lives and give them a great positive experience of policing, regardless of which country they're from.
And part of our roles with Police Scotland Youth Volunteers and youth volunteering is to break down those barriers between young people and the police and have them more involved in policing in their communities.
We couldn't do it without the help of our volunteers, whether that be police officers, police support staff or regular police volunteers that help us to deliver our programme on a whole range of levels.
Well, hello, it's James Deller, the Special Chief Officer of the Metropolitan Special Constabulary. As you can see behind me here, we've got the delegates here at the International Symposium in Edinburgh, and we're just coming to the close of this event, and it's been an absolutely amazing opportunity to share best practice from around the globe. Two things that stood out to me is pride and passion. Everybody here is so proud of what they do, working with volunteers, and we've learned that the concept of volunteer looks different across the globe. But what is overwhelmingly clear is the passion behind the volunteer is paramount, and whoever is here has always spoken with pride about the way that their force of their country operates. We've got a lot to learn from each other, and I hope we carry on talking from this day onwards. Thank you.
So I'm David Farrell, and I've been a Special Constable for 40 years, actually tomorrow, and I'm here at the International Symposium on Volunteering Policing, hosted by Edinburgh Napier University. The last couple of days has been truly valuable, meeting so many colleagues in various aspects of volunteer policing across Europe, Japan, the USA and into Canada, and we've been sharing our experiences and best practices, and also speaking with colleagues from academia who research in this area. It's been truly uplifting and motivating, and now this afternoon we're going to look at how do we collate that information and how do we move forward with an action plan around, particularly for the UK, addressing what is a crucial issue around massive decline in numbers and a reinvigoration of the service, working with senior police leaders across the country.
We're now at the end of our two-day conference on volunteering and policing internationally, and I'm joined by three other colleagues who've been instrumental in making this event the success that it has been. So Ross, can you just share a little bit of what you've learned from international colleagues over the past days?
It's so infrequent that we're able to get together as international researchers, as practitioners in the area of volunteer policing, and this is a wonderful opportunity for us to learn from each other. There are things that work well in one country that don't work well in another, but it's an opportunity for us to learn about things that might be something that we could do in each of our respective agencies or units to improve, to get better.
Thank you. And Matt, could you sort of discuss with us how you see the academic side of this developing internationally in the future?
Absolutely. So what this conference did was really bring together the leading academics in this space who've published several papers, and actually for some individuals meeting for the first time. And actually what we're going to do on the back of this conference is bring those academics together in a network that will hopefully sustain further collaboration, that will actually draw in a critical mass to, bring in new bids, innovate, and find out new knowledge really to improve things.
Thank you. And Kane, where do you see the future of this developing? So what do you think might lead from our conference here today?
I see the industry of volunteerism expanding, not just in policing, also in other areas, which we have seen, for example, other forms of policing, and because some of the delegates here have started to consider how they can involve volunteers in their work and engaging the community for common good.
Thank you.